Man, I ain't freaking out. I just kind of want to know why. Like, what was the point in going to get him? Because he really was. He ain't better than Miro or Ty. He ain't light years ahead of them. Now, if he was Sam Hartman, I would say, yeah, we need Sam Hartman because he's a way better thrower. He can control the team better, all that. But this Buchner kid, for one, you can't stay healthy. Availability is the best ability in any sport. You can't stay healthy, dog. So I don't, unless you come in here to be like a grad assistant or something, that's all I really wanted. But whoever going to win that job, going to win that job.
Yeah, you're on the line, man. What's your take on Tyler Buchner committing to Alabama?
I see a lot of people that's against it, but it don't hurt us. Adding him to the quarterback room does not hurt us in one bit. It's going to be a competition. And I feel like Alabama, we're fine on the defensive side of the ball. We just need a quarterback that can play winning football and eliminate the turnovers.
It worries me bringing this young man in. I watched Tyler Buchner. This guy was terrible against Marshall. He was terrible against Ohio State. He averaged under 5 yards net adjusted per attempt. The guy threw 2 pick sixes against South Carolina. It's. I just don't understand this move. I get it. I understand. But it just seems like a thirsty move to me, man. It really seems like a panic button type move, and it scared me. Like, if we really reaching like this for a quarterback, man, this guy's not a world beater. He's not a war daddy by any stretch of the imagination.
Hey, I listened to the last couple of people, and they all got some. We're all feeling the same way. As soon as I heard that he might be coming, I went watching his highlights and seeing, how. And I'm just like the other guys. I trust in Nick Saban's decision. Obviously, if they was satisfied with what they had, they wouldn't be trying to get another one. Another thing, he can be a quarterback that can be with us for a while if if they get him on the same page. But that goes to say, we still don't know who the quarterback's going to be. Hey, we're spoiled, man. We've had just like y'all were talking earlier. We've had Tua, Jalen, Mac Jones. We haven't had this problem.
Oh no, man. I think he's going to be a third string, to be honest. Just to be honest about the whole thing. But my point is, like, what people failing to realize about the 8A game is, like, we're going to have like a top 5 defense, right?
Yeah.
So that's my take on that. The people like it's overrated. Like the offense, everybody been talking about the offense, right? Like the defense has not really been talked about. And I think we're gonna have like the best defense we've had in like the last 5 years. So to me, I think the quarterbacks did okay besides the drop passes by the receivers. I think they did okay considering the good defense that we're gonna have.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it, but, as everybody else has said, Coach Saban sees what they do on a regular basis inside of practice and on the field, on the, 3 or 4 fields plus the inside fields that they have. They look at those kids every day. I'm concerned about the long term of what this does to either recruits or people that are looking to come to Alabama as quarterbacks. You got Sayin on the hook, and potentially in 2026, over here where I'm at, we got a kid in Carrollton, Juju. That kid is awesome. But if people are sitting here thinking in the back of their mind, well, if he's not happy with me, they're not going to teach me. They're just going to have somebody transfer in and put me on the back burner. Why would you go?
Well, I don't know much about Tyler. I do know one thing, that the level of competition, the level of athleticism at Notre Dame does not even come close to what we have in the Southeastern Conference or at Alabama. I'm not saying he's going to be the greatest quarterback ever. People did sleep on Mac Jones whenever he threw, 3 or 4 interceptions against Auburn whenever he took his first start, several years ago. And people were smashing him. I'm not going to say this guy's going to take the starting role, but maybe with this transfer coming in, might put a little bit more drive in Milroe, Simpson, and whoever else is going to be in the lineup as well.
Well, I was surprised to see it because I didn't think the quarterbacks were doing that bad. I watched that spring game, and I know the numbers weren't outrageous, but there were drop passes and there were excellent defensive plays, and it's not a real game situation. So you kind of have to take the numbers with a grain of salt. So I was surprised to see it. But there might be something going on behind the scenes that we don't know about. Like there might be talk of somebody transferring out, kind of like what y'all mentioned. And I could see that happening. I can see that maybe one of the quarterbacks goes and plays. Ty Simpson might go play for his dad there at one of his colleges. Who knows what's going to play out? But there might be something behind the scenes. I was kind of surprised to see it. But like I say, I just didn't think the quarterbacks were doing that bad. Well, I'll just say real quick, I'm a Bama fan, born and raised, but I live outside the state. And I can tell you this, people that are not part of the Bama fans and the Bama nation, they are hoping and praying for our demise. I can tell you that. Any little thing, like all these people predicting a 7-5 season for us this year, they're out of their minds. That's more wishful thinking than anything else.
Most of the guys that's calling in, they're all saying the same. We're all agreeing on the same line. I think everybody is overreacting right now with us bringing in this kid. Like, just relax. Redshirt freshman, it will be okay. Iron sharpens iron. All they're saying is Reese knows this kid, and he says, hey, just bring him in also into the QB room, and he can develop just like the other guys are developing. I think this is Milroe's show. You know, Ty Simpson, even when he was coming in, he's a son of a coach. He understands the process. He realizes, okay, it's going to take time to develop. I don't see him transferring out. And I don't see Milroe losing this job. I think everybody just needs to relax. I get it. Everybody wants to clickbait. Everybody wants to see Alabama's demise. But just trust the process and continue. We got a more pocket passer right now that you bring in. It'll hopefully help polish Milroe as well, especially with the younger guys that we got in there.
And for what I saw coming out of A-Day game now, we did not have a quarterback on that field from 1 through 4 who is going to be ready to play championship football in the fall, which means to me, you need to be at a certain level now so that you can progress by the time the season gets to that 3rd, 4th, 5th game. And none of our quarterbacks are at that point yet. You're not going to get there over the summer just throwing to your receivers. Yeah, you're going to learn their tendencies, but you're not going to learn anything about when that ball needs to come out or where that ball needs to come out to without somebody in your face. You're not going to get that in the summertime.
I'm like you. I'm trying to be optimistic about this. I don't hate the kid. I think Tyler Buchner is a very smart guy because in order to get into Notre Dame, you have to have very good academics. And if a lot of universities had to judge their athletes off of their academics, I think a lot of rosters will look very different. Having said that, the only way that I can logically spin this to myself is if Tommy Rees goes into Coach Saban's office and says, hey, Coach, I know this kid isn't wowing, even though Alabama did recruit him, by the way, or attempted to. If Tommy Rees says, hey, Coach, if you take this kid, plug him into your offense, and surround him with the talent, the 4- and 5-star talent that Alabama recruits with the defense that looks like it's going to be very aggressive and back to that traditional Alabama defense that punches you in the mouth.
Thanks for calling. You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who I'm on the line with and where are you calling in from?
Hey, Kyle. This is Booker calling from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I'm a long-time caller. I'm a long-time listener, first-time caller. And I have to say this. You know, I'm hearing a lot of Alabama fans who I feel like this about a lot of Alabama fans. I'm an Alabama fan as well. And I have to say that I feel that a lot of Alabama fans don't watch enough football outside of Alabama football because they seem to believe that everybody else sucks.